average for 5 years has been about 4.3%. So all partnership policies require to have 5% compounded automatic inflation protection. So all partnership policies include 5% compounded automatic inflation protection, which means when you buy a partnership policy, your benefits increase every year by 5% compounded. So somebody who buys a $400,000 policy today, in 14 years, it will double to $800,000. So a daily benefit of $350 will also double to $700. So the 5% compounded, we feel, is very important because it helps keeping your benefits with inflation. Another decision you make is the elimination period. You want the insurance company to start paying benefits right away or after 30, 60, 90 days, because the elimination period or the deductible period, the shorter it is, the more it's reflected on the premium. So most people end up buying a 90-day elimination period. With long-term care, many times it's not very clear if the person will need long-term care and for how long. So a doctor or nurse writes a letter certifying that the individual may need custodial care for the next 90 days. That's what turns the key pretty much for the insurance company. And then during the first 90 days, some expenses may be paid by healthcare or by maybe Medicare, but the important thing to remember is the elimination period is what you're responsible for to pay up front, and then after that, the insurance company starts to pay benefits based on the policy that you have selected. Okay, so what I want to talk about in the next 20 minutes or so is pretty much the state endorsement of partnership policies. Very important aspect of the partnership, Medicaid asset protection. So if there's one thing you're going to take with you tonight is a good understanding of how Medicaid asset protection works. Then I will talk a little bit about the strict consumer standards and the nursing facility discount that only partnership policyholders are entitled to receive when they go to a Connecticut nursing home. Right, as far as the state endorsement, insurance companies cannot simply say, tomorrow we will build a partnership plan and we'll start selling it. They got to go through a very rigorous review process, and they send their policy, contracts, rates, and other information that we require to us at the Office of Policy and Management where I work. And then sometimes it could take 3-6 months. It depends how quickly they are willing to make changes. There are instances where they may say, let's talk on Friday, we meet 80% of your requirements, can we compromise? And we say, we can talk on Friday, but you will not be able to sell partnership policies unless you meet all our standards. And soon you will see why it is very important, because in the end, it's there to try to protect us consumers 10, 15, 20 years down the road. Because if you think things are confusing, possibly today, imagine what it could be like for some of us 15, 20 years down the road. So it's trying to protect the consumer as much as possible. Insurance companies come to us. Once we approve them, then we will ask them to file an insurance filing with the Connecticut Insurance Department. And the Connecticut Insurance Department does its review, and they have the ultimate say on whether the insurance company qualifies to be a partnership approved insurance company or not. We currently have 7 insurance companies that are approved. Let's see, Mass Mutual was approved